Welcome to BLUETTI Support. Learn how to install your BLUETTI Charger 1 with this straightforward, step-by-step guide. In this video, we'll use a Ford Explorer as an example to guide you through installing the BLUETTI Charger 1 in your car. Once you know how, you can do this to any car, SUV or RV. The Charger 1 automatically detects when your car starts or stops, managing the charging process. No more messing with settings every time you drive. It also keeps your car's battery from running too low, and it has a built-in cooling fan to keep things running smoothly, even in high temperatures. This helps it perform better and last longer. Before diving into the installation, let's quickly plan how you'll set up your BLUETTI Charger 1. First thing first, check if your power station is ready to work with the Charger 1. If you're using a BLUETTI power station, just check out our compatibility chart. Look at the cables. Your power station needs to have a solar charging cable with a standard MC4 connector to hook up with the Charger 1's MC4 output cable. Now, think about where to put your Charger 1. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3. It's best to keep it close to your power station since the MC4 DC output cable isn't super long. Finally, consider how to secure the Charger 1. You can use screws or zip ties, whatever works best for you. Here's my plan, but feel free to come up with the installation setup that suits your needs. Then, gather everything you'll need for a smooth installation. Check your Charger 1 package to ensure you have all the included components. Inside, you'll find the Charger 1, hex socket screws, self-tapping screws, a hex wrench, OT terminals, tube terminals, an MC4 output cable, and a user manual. You can also purchase the optional DC input cable from our website. It comes with a 60A breaker for added safety, preventing short circuits and overcurrent. Next, prepare the tools you'll need, as follow: a pair of gloves to protect your hands and prevent electric shock, a wrench for connecting battery terminals, and a utility knife. Have a screwdriver ready if using self-tapping screws, or use zip ties for mounting. Finally, make sure you have your power station and solar charging cable ready. Here are some important safety and setup tips to keep in mind. Please read them carefully and follow them strictly when operating your Charger 1. Let's start with the installation and setup of Charger 1. We'll break it down into two easy parts. Connect the cables. Double check that the circuit breaker on the DC input cable is off. Choose a suitable spot to secure the Charger 1. Here are some requirements for the spot. We're placing it on the back of the rear seats. Then connect the input cables. The input ports are on the left side. Use the wrench to loosen the hex screws. Identify the connectors for the input cables. Connect the tube terminals to Charger 1's input ports. Attach the red cable to the positive input port and the black cable to the negative input port. Tighten the hex screws. Next, connect the MC4 output cable. The output ports are on the right side. Just like before, use the wrench to loosen the hex screws. Identify the connectors on both ends of the MC4 output cable. Connect the tube terminals to Charger 1's output ports and tighten the hex screws. The input and output connections are now complete. Then, connect Charger 1 to the power station. We'll use the BLUETTI 180 and its included solar charging cable for this demo. First, Connect the MC4 connectors on the output cable and solar charging cable. Then, plug the other end of the solar charging cable into the power station input port. The only thing left is to connect the car battery. Now, take the remaining part of the input cable and guide it towards the driver's side. Locate the firewall entry point between the driver's side and the engine compartment. Carefully create space for the cable to pass through the firewall into the engine bay using your hands or tools. Route the OT terminals on the DC input cable through the firewall and connect to the car battery. At last, use a wrench to connect the OT terminals to the battery terminals. Use the wrench to loosen the screws. Attach the red cable to the positive ports and tighten the screws. Just like before, and the black cable to the negative port. Now that all the cables are connected, it's time to power up and activate Charger 1. First, start your vehicle. Then, switch the circuit breaker on the input cable to the on position. As the input powers up, Charger 1 will activate. You'll notice the indicator flashing green rapidly. Once it successfully starts up, the green light will turn steady. Move on to the part of adjusting Charger 1's charging voltage to match your power station's input specifications. Open the BLUETTI app and bind your Charger 1. If you want to learn more about the app features like binding and monitoring the Charger 1, please check out the product series videos. After binding, you'll be directed to the operation status page. Before making any adjustments, ensure that charging is disabled in the app. Then, tap Charging Voltage to choose your power station for charging. You can search or scroll to find your model. The app will automatically set the optimal charging voltage. Once you confirm everything is set correctly, enable charging to start the process. You can monitor the charging status in the app and on the power station's display. Want to make sure your Charger 1 stays safe and steady in your car? Especially on bumpy roads, it's a good idea to secure it properly. There are two common ways to secure it. For a more permanent solution, you can use the self-tapping screws from your standard kit to secure the 4 holes. Just use a screwdriver to tighten them like this. Or if you prefer something simpler, grab some zip ties to hold it in place. But if you're just borrowing Charger 1 from a friend for a quick camping trip and drive on smooth roads, you can skip securing it down. Now that you've got all the essentials for setting up Charger 1, you're all set for your fast charging adventure. For more tips and tricks, head over to our website or check out our video playlist. Happy charging and safe travels!